Hi guys, it's Myrna and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about something that affects the buyers for real estate, the sellers, and the real estate agents. Back in the day, if you sold your home, the selling agent will ask their seller to pay the commission on the sale of their home. That percentage could be anywhere from 5% to 6%. That way, when they get a buyer, they can split that commission with that buying agent. So if they had 6% from the seller, the selling agent will take 3% and they will offer the buyer agent 3%. These listings were posted on the MLS, which is the multiple listings service. All homes were up there when people looked at them, or realtors, because only realtors had access to this site. They can see the amount of commission that the sellers were offering to the buying agent. And in some cases that probably would have told the buying agent, well, I'm not going to take them to this house because they're only offering me 2% commission. I'm not going to even let them know about this house because if they like it, I'm only going to get 2% of the commission. And I really want my full 3%. So I guess, that could have created some issues when it came to selling. But the selling agent, nonetheless, always covered both sides of the fence. Today, after this lawsuit, that is not the case. So if you're out there and you think you're going to go search for a house to purchase and you think it's going to be for free, you better think again, because that money will be, not could, will be coming directly out of your pocket. And we'll go into why. According to this lawsuit, I will show you here on the screen exactly a summary of what AI put into perspective. The lawsuit was in 2019, so you can actually see it on the internet. And it came from Missouri. And it was a bunch of sellers. It was a class action lawsuit that just changed the game totally. So I want any buyers to be prepared. I want sellers to also be prepared, and agents, because this affects everyone in this case.
An AI overview. The NAR settlement eliminates the requirement to publicize buyer agent commissions on the MLS listing, mandates written agreements between buyer and their agents, and emphasizes that commissions are negotiable. For sellers, this may lead to lower overall commissions or greater control in negotiations, while buyers are now required to directly negotiate and potentially pay their agent fees. For agents, the changes mean a greater focus on upfront negotiations, written agreements, and potentially new compensation models like flat fees or hourly rates. For buyers, written agreements are mandatory. Buyers must sign a written agreement with their agent before touring homes, clearly outlining the services the agent will provide and their compensation. Direct negotiations. Instead of relying on the seller to pay their agent, buyers will now negotiate their agent compensation directly with their agent. Potential for new payment models. Buyer agents might charge buyers a flat fee, an hourly rate, or a fee per showing. Increased transparency. Buyers will have a clearer understanding of their agent services and costs for the outset. What this means for sellers. Greater negotiation power. Sellers may have more control over commission rates as they are no longer covered by buyer agent commissions. Potential for lower commission. The removal of mandatory buyer agent fees from MLS listings could lead to lower overall commission costs for sellers. Broader exposure for homes. With compensations no longer listed on the MLS, sellers' homes may be shown to a wider range of potential buyers as agents can no longer discriminate based on potential earnings. More complex negotiations. Sellers may need to spend more time and effort on negotiations to secure the best deal for their property. For agents, this means new disclosure requirements. Agents must have written agreements with buyers and provide clear disclosures about their compensation. Shift in compensation. Agents can no longer rely on traditional models for receiving a share of the commission offered on the MLS listing. Upfront transparency. Agents are required to have transparency discussions about fees and services with their clients at the beginning of their relationship. Focus on value with less reliance on commission-based models. Agents need to clearly demonstrate their value and expertise to justify their fees to clients.
So after we read over that, tell me what your thoughts are on this lawsuit. Tell me if you think that we should go back to the old way of the sellers covering the cost of people purchasing their homes. Is it fair to buyers now that they have to pay a fee whether they purchase a home or not? Or they could be liable for not only their closing costs, their down payment, but also the commission to their realtors according to this lawsuit. This affects buyers in that way. Now, you may have to come up with extra money just to purchase your home. Even if you don't purchase a home, you may have to come up with money just because your agent created a service and they want to be compensated for it. So no longer will you have free door-to-door service in looking at homes and decide you don't want it and just walk away scot-free. For my sellers who probably are happy that they're keeping more money in their pocket, but what does this actually mean for you? Is your house sitting on the market longer because you're not offering commission to the buyer's agent? And the buyers are like, well, I'm not going to pay your commission. I'm not going to purchase that house because they're not offering any compensation to help me pay you. This can mean sellers, your house can be sitting on the market way longer. And you may have to reduce the amount of money that you want to get for someone to actually come and purchase your house because the buyer does not want to pay their agent's commission. I mean, this can be a thing, so you have to kind of go into negotiation skills, both buyer and seller, very cautiously. And it has to be very descriptive on what you want and what your expectations are for buying and selling. Because I'm sure sellers don't want their houses sitting on the market. So you probably have to come up with a fair commission that could possibly carry over to paying the buyer. But everything is going to be clear and in contract so everyone understands what's going on. What happens with the agents? Now, agents, this creates huge competition for you. The reason why it's creating such competition for agents is because now you have to show your worth. You have to sell yourself. You have to make yourself the best person ever for a buyer to actually pick you up, because the agent down the block may be charging less than you. So you really have to prove that you're the best agent that can possibly get them exactly what they want. So you have to come to the table ready. It's no longer, okay, you're the first person I saw. No, I need to find out your fees, how you work. You need to prove to me that you're worth the money that you're going to be asking me as the buyer for. So this creates a lot of controversy in this new real estate world. So let me know if you're in the market as a buyer, a seller, or an agent. Let me know how this affects you or what your thoughts are on the changes with this lawsuit and how the NAR is now saying, you know what, we'll step back. You guys do you. You charge your buyers what you need to charge them, and you come to a happy medium. So thanks for watching, and I will see you the next time.